The most common theme that I hear from women who don't enjoy sex or struggle to get in the mood is they are tired, they're exhausted, and they're stressed from everything in life that they are juggling. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 strategies to get in the mood and ready for sex even when you are tired. Because the reality is that's only when you're going to experience the benefits, the stress reducing, the relationship improving, and the fun of intimacy. So let's get to it. My name is Janelle Fraser. I am a relationship coach and I specialize in intimacy and communication. Please be sure to like this video if you like this topic and you want to see more, and subscribe to get notified every single week when I post new videos just like this. What I will say is that if you are a woman who struggles to get in the mood and enjoy intimacy, please download my free guide, the In the Mood Intimacy Guide. It's going to help you to get in the mood and be ready for sex and enjoy intimacy more quickly and more easily. So let's get to it. Number 1. You need to understand that intimacy, that the desire for sex, that turn on, isn't just gonna bop you over the head, especially if you are a busy woman. So you need to make the time and the space to do it. And so these strategies are gonna help you to do that. The first thing I want you to consider are your intimacy blockers. So in my program, In the Mood Women's Experience, I help women uncover why they aren't in the mood and why they don't enjoy sex. The very first thing I dive into is our intimacy blockers. So I'm gonna read through a couple of them here, and I want you just to notice which ones might be true for you. It's important for you to understand what blocks your intimacy and what stops you, because here's the thing, when you're tired, it needs to be the path of least resistance or it's not gonna happen, right? So you need to have an awareness or what are the things that sort of are tripping you up outside of the fact that you're just tired. If there's nothing else, well, that may not be needed, but for most women, they have some other blockers to intimacy that sort of prevent them from enjoying it or wanting to bother doing the work to get into the mood in the first place. And so some of the most common ones are if there's any discomfort with your body, insecurities around maybe it's body hairs or smells or weight, any of those types of things. If you have any desires that you feel that are just taboo and there's shame around, if you struggle to receive from your partner, you can't actually receive and enjoy touch because you feel like you owe them something. If there's any just worry or concerns in the relationship in general that might be blocking you, frustrations that you're a little bit of resentment build up towards your partner, conversations that need to have, if you struggle to voice your needs and what you want to your partner, if you are struggling with any health issues or if you're on your period and that causes you some shame or discomfort, any confidence issues or infections like yeast infections or anything like that going on, if you're breastfeeding and your nipples are uncomfortable, if you're struggling with depression or anxiety or worried about the kids waking up or hearing you, there's a whole list that I go through in depth inside of my program to fully understand your blocks. But I want you just to think about what are the things that prevent me, it could be my environment, the house isn't clean. What are the things that sort of are my turnoffs, are the things that sort of stop me from wanting to be in the mood? And because the first thing I want you to be aware of is what are the big things? There might be a bunch of little things, but for many of us, there are a couple of bigger blocks that if we know what they are, when we're tired, we don't need to think about it. They can just be our go-to to change and shift so that we feel more ready to go. So as an example, for me, a big one is just cleanliness in general. Some people can have sex when they're dirty and sweaty. I really like to be clean, and I know that is a blocker for me. And so as one of my initial steps, I handle that block right away when I'm tired, but I do want to connect with my partner and I want to make that time for him and for me. It's I get in the shower and I get clean. I take the time to bath or to shave and just feel good about my body. That's going to give back to me regardless of the intimacy, so it is a win-win. So if you can determine some of your blocks, another one for me is a cleanly house. I may not have time or energy to clean the whole house, but what I can do is straighten up my room or our living room or wherever we're going to be intimate so that it's a space that I can actually breathe in. Does that make sense? So figure out what some of your blocks are so that they can be just one of your first 1 or 2 things that you just tackle off the list so that you're already that much more closer to being in the mood. The second thing is set the environment in the context. I think when we're tired, we get lazy because we just don't have the energy. And so then we hope our partner might be romantic or set the mood or draw the bath or light the candles or, put the essential oils on or take the initiative and take that 5 minutes to just set the mood for yourself. Whether it's, making the bed or putting the music on or dimming the lights or candles, just 1 or 2 simple things can just help you to decompress and sort of set the environment for intimacy. Because in life, we're busy, 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 go, 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 on to the next thing. And intimacy and connection and time together is a much slower pace. And our bodies need that to feel that change of energy to actually open up to intimacy, right? Busy and on the go and stressed is tense. And turn on and desire is fluid and juicy and relaxing, right? Totally different. And so a simple shift in your environment, don't wait for your partner to do it. You deserve turn on, and so you deserve to do this for yourself. This third thing is that you want to warm yourself up, because when we are tired and we're exhausted and we're busy and we're stressed, we're tense, right? And so that can be a really hard place for our partner to enter into our realm, to bring us from a place of complete exhaustion of oh, I'm just doing this for my partner, just do it to get it over with so I can go to sleep. Nobody wants that kind of sex. You don't want that. Your partner doesn't deserve it. It's not valuable. In fact, it actually does more damage. So when you set the mood, it's take time to warm yourself up. And what I primarily mean by this is the purpose is to get out of your head, to get out of your stresses, and to actually start to feel into your body. It may be, part of that might be your bath and the way you lotion or massage yourself. It could be dance. It could be, reading or listening or watching something erotic and sexual. Something that is going to help to get you into that a bit more yummy state and not just going from work to okay, let's just get this done. You need to take responsibility for the connection and the intimacy and what you want to experience in your relationship. And so that often looks especially for me, I give myself space to warm up a little bit. And then I don't get into a situation where I'm interacting with my partner and I'm he's not doing it right, or it's not working, or I'm not turned on, or initiating him and bringing him into an experience that I'm not actually open and eager to fulfill on. Because if I notice that I'm just getting myself out of my own head and I'm listening or watching something erotic, if I'm really struggling, well then I'm probably not going to take the next steps and invite him into the experience. But oftentimes I notice that when I take that time for myself and then I invite him in when I'm in a juicy, more turned on, open space. And that's a better invitation for our partners as well. In my women's program, the In the Mood experience, I share a lot more practices and things that you can do to figure out what really works for you in your body. So the fourth thing is that you should consider either writing down or just going through your mind, what kind of experience you want. One of my mentors, she says, you don't want Chinese food for supper every night. So what kind of intimacy are you looking for? What kind of variety are you feeling might be a fit for you tonight? And just having an awareness of what it is you're inviting your partner into before you initiate, or before you, share with them that you are open for an intimate experience, because that way you're going to be able to lead the kind of experience that you want a little bit more versus just going into a default mode. So what kind of experience are you looking for? What are the things that you want to do? Now, with that being said, you can either share this verbally with your partner, you can share it in a text, a sexy little note of something that they can, be excited for later, But it also helps you to take the lead a little bit more. I think when we struggle with turn on or desire or we're tired, it's like we can sometimes struggle to initiate, and our partners might even want us to initiate more. I found that me taking the lead in the environment, me taking the lead in feeling good and getting out of my head and turn on into my body and taking the lead about what experience I wanted actually has allowed me to experience more turn on, because I'm actually asking for what I need and what I want, and a lot of the times our partners are actually on board for it. So again, in my women's program, I give you some specific experiments that you can walk through, but you already have an idea of the things that you want and would desire, whether it's to start with massage, or I just want oral sex, or I don't want penetration currently, or what are the things you do want to do, and take the lead on those versus just letting your partner lead you into whatever kind of sex they want. You're tired and you're stressed and you want something specific that is going to feel nourishing for you at the end of the day. So I'm going to share with you the link as well here to some videos that you might find valuable to share with your partner, how to help their wife orgasm more quickly, as well as how to help you orgasm more quickly. So I've got a video for a woman and I got a video for a partner as well. So I will say that orgasms aren't the measurement of success, but they're often a hot topic, and some of the tips can help to have a full, enjoyable experience and not just to bring you to orgasm. So they're valuable videos to watch. I'll post them below. The fifth thing that I really want you to understand is your own wetness. And so wetness as well, in terms of your vaginal wetness, is not an indicator of turn on, but it is an indicator often of readiness for penetration. Whether that is with genitals, whether that's with toys, whether that's with fingers. And so that's something that I want you to be continually checking into of your readiness, and you're giving the okay for penetration. A lot of people get penetrated in some form before they're ready, which can shut down, which can add pain, which can feel like tearing sensations, which can create tearing sensations or literal tears, and therefore make the experience not really that enjoyable or make you rush through it because you're not fully warmed up. And so just using that as an indicator so that you slow down the sex enough to make it nourishing, to make it reviving, to make it stress relieving and not stress inducing. So one of the things I will say with wetness is this is a really great place to either add lube or coconut oil. And my little hack or tip personally that I use is when I'm preparing myself for an intimate experience, I like using coconut oil and oils that are safe vaginally to warm myself up and actually feel that wetness. I like feeling that wetness and turn on and slipperiness like long before we're even thinking about penetration, because it almost gives my body this cue, especially since I struggle with turn on a lot in my life, that like I am open and I am ready, and it just helps to bring my mind and body into the same decision about being intimate. So that's kind of a little fun tip that inside of your preparation, you can definitely do that. So I'm curious, what are your strategies? Like, you probably have some quick tips that you've done, not that has disempowering sex or sex that you don't enjoy, but like, what are your like quick go-tos that have helped you? Some things that I might have missed that you do that I don't know. I'm always open to more tips, and I know that people looking through these comments are also looking for more ways that work for them. So I'd love to hear your strategies below. And if you play with these, which you should, I would love for you to come back to this video or send me a message and let me know what works for you and what you're noticing, because your feedback helps me to make even more videos for you about what you specifically need. So I always love that interaction with you. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, and share it out with your friends. Make it a great day.